There are two different types of past tenses in Latin. There is the continual or habitual past, a statement like I was loving or I used to love. This is represented by the imperfect tense in Latin. Then there's the simple past, a statement like I loved, something that happened once in the past. This is construed by the perfect tense in Latin. This video will cover the ways to form the perfect tense. We have to start our discussion of the perfect tense by going back to a verb's principal parts. Each verb in Latin has different parts. The first principal part shows the verb's first-person singular present tense, the I form of the verb. The second principal part shows the verb's present infinitive, the to form of the verb. These two principal parts give us the present system of tenses, so we use these principal parts to form the present, future, and imperfect tenses. Verbs have more than two principal parts, though. The third principal part is the verb's first-person singular, so the I form, of the perfect tense. We are going to spend our time with this principal part. The perfect tense is relatively easy to form. We first need to find the perfect stem. This is the third principal part, but without the I ending, because this I is part of the endings. So for amo, amar, amawi, the perfect stem is AMAV. To this, we will add our personal endings, but these endings are a little bit different from the present endings. Instead of being ost, mustis, unt, the perfect tense endings are istī, it, imus, istis, ērunt. You can see that the perfect endings still retain a little bit of the character of the present tense ones, while still being just a little bit different. But you know the wonderful thing about the perfect tense? There's no difference from one verb to the next, and you always do the exact same thing. Go to the third principal part, drop off the I, and add istī, it, imus, istis, ērunt. So we can take our verb moneo, monero, monui, and conjugate it. Monui, monuisti, monuit. Monuimus, monuistis, monuērunt. The same for traho, trahora, troxi. Troxi, troxisti, troxit. Troximus, troxistis, troxērunt. And again with audio, audire, audivi. Audivi, audivisti, audiwit, audivimus, audivistis, audivērunt. See, here's the thing. The variation in the perfect tense for verbs comes not with its endings, like you know how in the present tense, the vowel before the endings changes between conjugations, but with the perfect stem. And since the third principal part is the perfect stem, we just need to know the principal parts of any verb in order to conjugate it in the perfect tense. One quick note on translation of this tense. It's easy to think of the perfect tense as the simple past, something like I loved, he remained, they heard, and that's how this tense often should be translated. But the perfect tense also, and actually originally, represented a completed present. It's what the word perfectus means in Latin, completed. When it's a completed present, you will want to translate your perfect tense verb more like I have loved. So like I have listened to you for 5 minutes now would be audivi. It's definitely hard to recognize when you would use this have translation, but keep it in mind.